Hello, Rama Rama Pupodu. Hope all are in good health, feeling great, relaxed, peaceful. Now let's go to part 18, part 3. The way to peace. Schoolboys have a fascination for sadhus and mahatmas. They can have good fun in their company. They watch and then imitate the curious antics of sadhu world. The whims, caprices, and eccentricities of this race of religious mendicants are forever a matter for close observation on the part of the youngsters, because here they witness a delectable show without payment of any fee. Not so with Balak Ram. No doubt he had a great love for boys, but they had to pay dearly for both the show and love he bore for them. When the school hours were over, a company of boys would crawl up the Pambeshwar hill. Now Balak Ram had with him a dozen well-sized earthen water pots handy. Sunnies, oh dears, he would call them. He had the trick of forming his thin lips into a shape of flattened funnel to show his endearment. Would you not get me some water from the well below? Here are the pots, one each. Clever fellows, you can do it in a twinkling. Yes, dears, such were his insinuating and coaxing ways. Once, Ramdas was the spectator of an incident like this. A batch of 6 boys were egged on to fetch the water and were provided with pots. Of this batch, 2 boys could alone come up safe with the pots, while the others carried with them either the broken necks or the bottoms of the pots. At the loss of the 4 pots in one experiment, Balak Ram's monkey was up. His smiles disappeared, and looking sternly at the 4 delinquents, he bellowed forth, "Do you think, you droogs, that the pot belonged to your grandfathers? I paid hard cash for them. You broke them, careless imps. Go immediately to your parents and get me 1 anna and a half each. Run away, quick! You must be back with money by nightfall." The boys skulked away, never to show their faces again. Another day, a fresh batch came, and the same story repeated itself. Balak Ram was worrying for some days over a certain overseer who had yielded up a couple of rupees at his first onslaught of abuse, just as in India, a milch buffalo does not yield milk unless beaten on the back by the stalk of the plantain tree. He was keen on giving a second trial to the overseer, but the overseer knew better. Every messenger sent by Balak Ram returned to report that he was not to be found. So far as Balak Ram was concerned, the deputy collector had proved an utter failure. No scent of him again. One night, Ramdas asked him why he treated the visitors with harsh abuse, and he replied with a sniff contempt, "You see, sweet words and arguments are not for donkeys. They need a stout stick to make them work. So with these selfish and ignorance-ridden folk, I mean well of them. Their hide needs hammer blows to awaken them." "You are mistaken," Ramdas then told him. "There is no power on earth greater than love. By mildness and gentleness, you can conquer the world. You are out as a sadhu to know God. God is love and peace. An abusive tongue and a mind filled with wrath are signs of ignorance. Until love, compassion, and forgiveness dwell in your heart and perfect peace in your mind, you cannot realize God." "Oh, how your words heal me, make me a better man," he cried out passionately. "I know I am full of defects. I wanted you to remain with me only for this reason. I wish earnestly to be benefited by your society." Now, the Tapiswiji drew his attention to the fresh-lit chilam of ganja. The conversation broke off. Ramdas made him understand on several occasions, when he was using harsh language with the visitors, that he would prefer bidding him goodbye to remaining with him to hear his abuse. He was averse to losing Ramdas. He loved and adored him. Many a time he curbed his tongue lest Ramdas should slip away from him. Things nearly approached a climax one night. Balak Ram had kept a rupee in some crevice within the small cave. That afternoon he looked for the coin but could not find it. The boy, the food carrier, used to sweep the floor of the cave. Suspicion fell on him. The boy was absent. Balak Ram fumed with rage. Let the boy come. I shall take proper account of him. The blackguard, he rang out. As usual, at about 8 o'clock, the boy came with a night meal. The moment he lowered to the floor the vessel of food, Balak Ram caught hold of the boy's arm in a firm grip and shouted, You thief! Where is my rupee? Looking at Balak Ram's fiery red eyes and menacing tone, the boy trembled. I do not know. I have not taken it, replied he in a whining voice. Liar, roared Balak Ram. Having committed the theft, you dare to tell a lie on top of it? You are not fit to live. If you are allowed to, you would turn into a regular budmash. I shall presently strangle you to death. Suiting actions to his words, with a murderous fury, he closed his fingers on the boy's throat. At once, Ramdas, going forward, told him, Look here, Ram. Ramdas is off. He cannot any longer remain with you. He suddenly jumped past a rock in order to go down the hill. Balak Ram, releasing the hold on the boy's throat, ran after Ramdas and falling at his feet said, Forgive, forgive. I forgot myself. I shall never harm the boy. Do return. Ramdas returned. That night also he had a plain talk with him. You must control your temper, Ramji, Ramdas said, and not allow it to run amok as you did a little while ago. In your rage, you would have killed the poor boy. You think you are trying to mend the ways of others, while your own are not straight? Have you heard the saying, Physician, heal thyself? This is very appropriately applies to you. You are recklessly wounding the feeling of others by your vituperative speeches. No, you should not go on like this. People come to you to know the way of peace. And what do you give them? A shower of abuses. Infinite love dwells in your heart, but you are submerging it in a storm of unbridled passions. Oh, do I give pain to people by my words? How I wish I should not. I did not know I was such a tyrant. I mean always well. Oh, heartless wretch that I am, he uttered with a deep touch of remorse, and covering his eyes with both hands wept bitterly. Then he pleaded, Show me a way to control this insane mind. At times it burns like a furnace and my head seems to be splitting. Oh, show me some way. For control of mind, the best method is repetition of God's name. Advised Ramdas, keep the name always on your tongue. Talk little, have proper food. Most of all, give up ganja smoking. This habit has been the ruin of you. That's all, folks. Let's see in the next chapter. Thank you. Bye bye. Rama Rama Puppoda.